Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jack and Emma podcast, where we help you improve your English through simple conversations and easy listening practice. Today, we are going to talk about how you can start speaking English using only a small number of common words without focusing too much on grammar rules or difficult vocabulary.
Hi everyone, we are very happy that you are listening to us today, and we hope you are ready to practice your English with us. Many people believe that learning English takes many years, a lot of grammar study, and very difficult textbooks. But today, we want to show you that English can actually be much simpler than you think.
Yes, that's absolutely true, because in daily conversations, people do not use very complicated words or long academic sentences. Most people use simple words, short expressions, and common verbs again and again, which means if you learn the most common words, you can already understand and speak a lot of English.
That's right, and the most important goal when learning a language is not to be perfect, but to communicate with other people and express your ideas clearly. Even if your grammar is not perfect, people will still understand you if your sentences are simple and your pronunciation is clear.
One of the biggest problems many English learners have is that they are afraid to speak because they think they need perfect grammar before they open their mouth. They spend many years studying grammar books, but they still cannot have a simple conversation.
Yes, this is very common, and it happens to many learners around the world because they focus too much on rules and not enough on communication. Language is not a school test, and it is not about getting every sentence perfect, but it is about sharing ideas, thoughts, and feelings with other people.
For example, instead of trying to say a very long and complicated sentence, you can say something simple and clear like, "I want food," or "I am tired," or "I need help." These sentences are very simple, but they are very useful in real life, and people will understand you immediately.
Simple English is very powerful because it allows you to speak faster, think faster, and communicate more easily without feeling too much pressure. When you use simple sentences, you feel more confident, and confidence is very important when learning to speak a new language.
Another important thing to understand is that English uses many common words again and again in daily conversation, and these small words are actually very powerful. Words like get, make, go, come, take, have, do, want, and need are used in hundreds of different sentences.
Yes, for example, the word get can be used in many different situations, and it can have many different meanings depending on the sentence. You can say, I get up at 7, I get home at 6, I get a job, I get tired, or I get a message.
This is why learning common verbs is much more important than learning very difficult vocabulary that you will rarely use in real-life conversations. If you understand how to use common words in many situations, you will be able to speak much more English than you expect.
The same thing is true for the verb make, because you can say, I make breakfast, I make coffee, I make money, I make a plan, or I make a mistake. Just one simple verb can help you create many useful sentences for daily conversation.
Another very important tip for learning to speak English is that you must practice speaking every single day, even if you only speak for a few minutes. Speaking is like a muscle, and if you do not use it, it will not become stronger.
Yes, you do not need a teacher or a classroom to practice speaking English because you can practice by yourself at home or anywhere you go. You can talk about your day, describe what you are doing, or talk about what you see around you.
For example, you can say something like, "Now I am sitting in my room and I am listening to an English podcast. After this, I will eat lunch, and later I will watch a movie or read a book."
This kind of simple self-talk is very powerful because it helps you think in English and speak English without needing another person. The more you talk to yourself in English, the more comfortable you will feel when you talk to other people.
One of the most important things we want to tell you today is that you should never be afraid of making mistakes when you speak English. Mistakes are a normal and necessary part of learning any language.
Yes, even native speakers sometimes make mistakes when they speak, and children make many mistakes when they learn their first language, but they keep speaking and slowly they improve. Making mistakes means you are trying, and trying is how you learn.
If you wait until your English is perfect before you start speaking, you may wait forever and never start. It is much better to speak with mistakes now and improve slowly than to stay silent and never practice speaking.
Remember this simple idea. Practice makes progress, not perfection. You do not need to be perfect, you just need to keep improving little by little every day.
So, if we can give you some simple advice today, it would be this. Learn common words, use simple sentences, listen every day, and speak every day without being afraid of mistakes.
Yes, and also remember that learning English is a long journey, not a short trip, so you need to be patient and continue practicing regularly. Even if you improve only a little every day, after 1 year, you will see a very big difference.
Step by step, day by day, sentence by sentence, you will become more comfortable, more confident, and more fluent in English.
Thank you very much for listening to the Jack and Emma podcast today, and we hope this conversation helps you feel more confident about learning and speaking English.
Keep practicing every day, keep listening to English, and keep believing that you can improve.
Goodbye, everyone, and see you in the next episode.
Goodbye and have a wonderful day.